the opposing viewpoint. That was really helpful. So that's really neat that you're able to do that.
Well, thank you. I'm curious, I learned a lot from you today. I'm curious, in putting a group performance together like this, how you decided who would play whom, including like why you were the narrator instead of you being the narrator, or why one of you was Frederick Douglass and another person wasn't Frederick Douglass. How'd you make those decisions?
I wanted to be narrator because I'm most comfortable like talking in front of a large amount of people. We had to have two like main characters, Susan and Elizabeth, and both of them are very interested in drama, so we gave them to them. And she is able to like change into costumes the quickest and able to like switch point of views easily. So we gave her all of those like opposing roles and the parts that like help us realize what the public was thinking.
So, can you tell me something that you learned through your research doing this project that you didn't know before you started? Something specific that you didn't know, even a detail that you didn't know before you started doing the project?
Well, something really specific I didn't know before starting the project, because I already had some background knowledge on this, was that Elizabeth actually was started like campaigning before Susan, because I always thought Susan main leader, but Elizabeth was really the brain behind her own. Like, she gave the speeches. She was at the homes of children, but she wrote them. She was like really inspiring.
So I'm wondering if these women were alive today, would they be content? Would they be activists for further change? And if so, what's your best guess on what further activism they would want to see, or further change? Or could be we're done, everything, we're right where we want to be.
Yeah, I think they'd be pretty proud of what they accomplished because they weren't alive when the law was passed for women to vote, but they'd probably be pretty like content with what we have nowadays.
But on the other hand, I still think they would actually still campaign for, even if it's not women, just rights in general. Like, because like there's still people who are being oppressed every day, and they wanted equality all around. They were both anti-slavery. They both were women's activists, and like they campaigned for a lot of things, different things. They wanted just equal rights in general. Like everyone gets like a fair shot, you know, and it's not because like the color of their skin or something like that, you know.
Is there something that, if you were to move on to state, what would you add to your performance to enhance it? Or is there any other additional research you would do or anything like that?
I'm actually really, this might be because I play them, but I really want to study more onto congressman courts. Because we have a few sources about, you know, government in the 19th Amendment, but we don't have anything specific to the role I am playing. And so I really want to go deeper into that, see what his policies are.
Well, I really like that answer. You know, the more specific you can be in your performance, the more specific material you can put in, the stronger your performance is. So I think that's a really solid response to that. So I'd be curious as for you is what your favorite part of this project was and what the hardest part of this project was for you.
My favorite part was acting it all out. It's the most fun. I liked my line when I was talking to the congressman about saying how it's important. That was a good one. And then the hardest thing would probably be all the research.
So something I really something just right from the start. The opening line, you started by saying, we are at a time when men and women are not equal. You might have said women and men, but that doesn't matter. We are at a time when men and women are not equal. And by the time and no one was on stage, just you. And I wondered, are we in 2020, or are we back in the time of Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Susan B. Anthony? And then it unfolded, and I learned. So you have 30 seconds left. So something you might just think about. And I'm not saying do this. I'm just saying where my mind went when I heard that. I thought that would be, if you believe this, like if you think we're content and everything's fine now, then I would say don't go this way. But what a bookend that might be with 30 seconds left to say we are at a time when men and women are not equal, and then if you believe this, give an example of why it's important that the struggle continue today. If you don't believe that, then I'd say don't do that. And I'm just planting the seed. I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying when I heard that first line, I thought this is really interesting. I wonder what time era we're in, and then all of a sudden it unfolded. Anything else? Well, thanks so much. You're juniors, and this is junior performance. So you have at least 4 more years that you could come back and teach us more in subsequent years. I love learning from you today, and I'm pretty sure I'll be back the next 4 years. So I look forward to seeing you again. Thanks for.
Thank you.